is up, YouTube? I'm your friendly neighborhood Endman64, and I'm bringing you some more Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness as part of the Year of the Pokémon. In the last episode, we finished up in Gation Port, got ourselves a Shadow Poochyena to add to our collection of growing Shadow Pokemon, all of which happen to be ladies. We made it here to Orre Village, and we named our Eevee, whom we've evolved into Flareon, into Pyro. And here we are, just hoping that we can make it through the finals of this. Anyway, in this episode, we're going to wrap up all the exploration we have to do for... what's it call it? We're going to wrap up all the exploration we need to do for... Orre Village, and hopefully purify our first Shadow Pokemon. And I know that you may be thinking it's a very early to be purifying a Shadow Pokemon, especially after what happened in the last video game, Colosseum. I would also like to point out, however, that I believe this game doubles the amount of Shadow Pokemon you have. And if it doesn't, it comes very close to doubling it. There is a lot of Shadow Pokemon in this game. Alright, Grimer and Teddy Ursa. I think that Grimer is a bigger threat because it can poison us. Let's tag team that Grimer then. There you go. There you go. Alright, Zubat. Again, bigger threat is more than likely that Zubat because it could potentially know Supersonic, and I don't want to deal with that right now. There you go. Alright, a little bit of extra experience. Tyro gets a nice little shot in. But Pyro is like, I'm done with Joe's shit, so I'm just gonna tackle you into oblivion. And then Shadow Blitz to finish it off. One thing you'll also find out as we get more and more Shadow Pokemon is that more of them have different moves and abilities than other Shadow Pokemon have had. So it's not always just going to be Shadow Rush like it was in the last game. You'll get moves like Shadow Shadow Storm, Shadow Sneak, or something like that. I don't think it's Shadow Sneak exactly, but still. I came to have a look at the Relic Stone, but they won't let me in, and now I can't find my way out of here. I'm about to cry in frustration. No, you could just swim. Or just follow the path you took back and back up. See? It's not that hard, dude. Oh, well. Oh, well. Hi, Combusken. Uh-oh, there seems to have at least one Pokemon that hasn't opened its heart to you. Is that why you're here? Our village's relic has the power to open up the hearts of Pokemon. Some time ago, I guess it would be years now, the relic was used to open the hearts of many Pokemon. Yeah, one of the weird things about this game is that they never really reference what happened to Wes and Rui. It's sort of like they just left them to disappear into oblivion. When I did the Crimson Fury stories and I had Michael come to Orre Village at some point between the events of Colosseum and XD, I made sure that they were out exploring the rest of Orre, trying to make sure Cipher wasn't becoming a thing, unaware that they were actually becoming a thing. Again. It's always good to reference some of the Pokemon games that don't get a lot of reference and love. Alright, we got a Super Potion here. We got a Pokeball here. And last up is this lady. This is the teacher lady. She will teach you moves as you progress through the game. They start out very average, so you get moves like Seismic Toss, Thunder Wave, as I mentioned when we were looking to evolve our Eevee, and Mimic. But if you come back to her throughout the game, you will get more and more moves, such as, I'm pretty sure, Sky Attack, Body Slam, Icy Wind, a lot of rare moves you can get to help your Pokemon out, you can get from there. I wouldn't necessarily call them, like, essential, but especially if you're raising a Pokemon like Flareon, who doesn't get that many physical attacks immediately, you may want to consider it. It may come in handy for you. This is the Pokemart, as it was in olden times. You can buy regular stuff here. You can't buy the scents yet because we don't have the case for it yet, but yes, they act exactly the same as they did last time. If you need a way to purify Pokemon quickly, you could use the scents on them. Frankly, I don't think it's worth it in this game because obviously we'll have the purification chamber later, but for the time being, it's not too bad. Have you heard the news? Someone abducted the director of a research lab somewhere. Isn't it scary? It was finally becoming peaceful after Cipher disappeared, but now this happens. Sometimes it doesn't matter how strong Pokemon are in battle. If the trainer doesn't know how to use items properly, the battle could be lost. That's why I think it's important to buy a good mix of items that are good for every conceivable situation. A wonderful idea there, Gramps. I like the look of determination in your eyes. When trainers lock eyes with each other, there's only one thing to do. Battle. Alright. Hey, it's free experience. I'm not going to complain. Oddish and Machop. Alright, so Bite the Oddish and Shadow Blitz the Machop. I don't think it makes a difference, but still. Oh, it does no low kick. And you aimed for the wrong Pokemon. I was going to say I think the AI in this game is a little bit better than it was in Colosseum, but then the AI goes and does something stupid like that, so you never know with this. I will say, though, there is no, like you could use Misdreavus to basically screw with the AI in Colosseum. There really isn't much to do with that in this game. Because they give Pokemon a lot different movesets and moves that could actually hit opponents. So, trying to take advantage of that doesn't really work in this game. Alright, Teddiursa's in reverse mode, which means it will continue to hurt itself unless we call out to it. But since it's almost ready to be purified anyway, I guess that makes sense. In reverse mode, you will not be able to give a Pokemon items to heal itself with. So, frankly, you're probably better off just letting it go. Oh, we got an Ultra Ball. Oh, that's cool. There is one very low catch rate Pokemon coming up, so we could probably benefit from having that Ultra Ball in our possession at the moment. My dad's getting on in age, becoming more and more forgetful. Lately, he's been saying nonsense. I saw a Wailord flying up in the sky. When he started spouting that, it depressed me to no end. How you holding up with it, Wobbuffet? Whatever. But it's true. There really was a Wailord flying way up high in the sky. Your face clearly shows disbelief. You must think that old Sinalor must be adrift in dreamland. Your name is Sinalor. Senile being the root term for your name. You can see why I'm a little distressed there, buddy. Yes, you've come calling on Egan? Egan's house is right there, but he went out earlier and hasn't returned. He went off shouting something about someone coming or not coming. I can't quite remember, though. Alright. Let's go deal with him. Hello. What a darling trainer you are. I'm Bella. Did you want something of me? Oh, Egan, you say? Ah, so you've come calling to see my husband. Are you perhaps Michael? I am. Ah, just as I thought. You are Michael. We've been expecting you. We got word about you from Lily, you see. We understand that you want to purify Shadow Pokémon. The instant my husband heard from Lily, why, you should have seen his excitement and enthusiasm. Shouting, "This calls for my services," or some such. He went off running to who knows where. He hasn't come back since. Oh, there he is. Hi. Bella, dear, I've got everything ready. We're ready with our visitor from the HQ lab whenever he arrives. Oh, hello, dear. Our guest Michael has just arrived. Oh, so you're Michael. We've been waiting. I'm Egan. I've heard everything that Lily had to say. As you know, to purify a Shadow Pokémon, it must open its heart to the trainer. And while there are several approaches, battles are the best, no doubt at all. The place to do that here is in the Relic Forest, which is home to the Relic Stone. I will go ahead and wait for you there. My husband is so impatient, as you've just seen. In his day, he was hailed as the greatest trainer. That's a long time ago. Well, here's Rui's room. Her room is still here. And I could sleep in her bed. Ha 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 ha. But nothing else is here, oddly enough. No items, no nothing, no even references that Wes and Ruri were even there. Oh well. Alright, head back down to the lower levels. Because we can now officially enter the Relic Forest. Yay. Ah, you must be the Michael that Egan was talking about. I've heard that you battled to open the hearts of Shadow Pokémon. The relic is through this cave. Don't give up. Alright, let's do this. I'll help you purify your Shadow Pokémon by having a battle with you. Are you ready to get started? I sure am. Cool Trainer Gorps. A Zigzagoon and a Numel. Alright. Let's bite the Zigzagoon and we'll call Teddiursa. Alright, Teddiursa is ready to be purified then. So bite the Numel and Shadow Blitz. And there you go. Beautiful. Wow, that was something. Yep, we're getting there, bit by bit. To open up the closed heart of a Shadow Pokemon, entering it in battles is effective. That's why you should make your Shadow Pokemon battle whenever possible. I hope your Shadow Pokemon gets purified soon. Well, Teddiursa can now be purified. Let's see. I'm not using Teddiursa long term, so I think we'll swap in another Pokemon here. Poochyena. And you know Poison Fang. Cool, that could help. Michael, aren't you? I heard about you from Egan. Let's battle right away. Alright, Super Trainer Joels would like to battle. Or Jaws. Snubble and Corphish. Now, if this was Gen 6, I would absolutely be sending Poochyena and its Poison Fang after Snubble, but for now, I think our best bet is to get rid of that Corphish so we can protect Flareon. Or Pyro, specifically. There you go, beautiful. And a Lotad. Well, that'll actually be super effective if it's a Lotad. Ooh, nice. Very nice. Alright, so Bite the Snubble, Poison Fang the Lotad. Beautiful. Beautiful. Take care of that Lotad. And that's another easy win for us. Alright, Poochyena's in reverse mode, so we gotta fix that at the end of this turn. Handed the loss. Yep. It happens, though. Wasn't that a good battle? I learned something from it, too. Oh, yes, you know how a Shadow Pokemon sometimes begins behaving strangely in battle? If that happens, calling out to that Shadow Pokemon is supposed to help. Well, well, let's let this old woman come to the aid of a pitiful Pokemon. Are you ready to begin? I wonder how our battle will turn out. I'm eager to find out. Matron Lady, or Lottie. Cacnea and Slugma. Alright, so I should let Flareon deal with the Slugma then. He can't get burned because he's a fire type. And if fire type Pokemon could get burned, then there's something wrong with this game. So Bite the Slugma and call Poochyena. Ooh, both of my Shadow Pokemon call. That does a lot to their gauges. That's cool. Alright, so Poison Sting. And whatever Slugma does. Oh, I'm poisoned. Oh, great. Burned and poisoned. Okay. Let's get this fight over with quickly then. Bite Slugma and Poison Fang the Cacnea. Alright, Poochyena. Alright, not enough to kill. Alright, Bite on the Cacnea, and I guess we'll do another Poison Fang, if that does not kill. Bite should kill, though. There you go. Oh dear, oh me, oh my. Alright. A little bit of extra stuff to win. My, you are impressive. That Pokemon should open its heart to you. Oh yes, I should tell you this useful bit of information. I hear that if a Pokemon has closed heart, it's good to keep it with you. Rather than keeping it in the PC storage system, you should keep it with you at all times. Well, technically she's right, but also once we get that purification machine running, we should have no problems with potential Pokemon issues. Alright, so 2 potions, 1 for Poochyena, 1 for Pyro. And let's do the last battle we have here. At times an ordinary man, at others a plain senior citizen. But my true identity, the legendary trainer. Egan beat me, but only him. I'm Kron. From now, for the sake of your Shadow Pokemon, we shall have a hot battle. Fun Old Man Kron. Isn't that the name of the bad guy from Dinosaur? I don't know. Alright, so... strategy for this fight. I think I should Shadow Blitz that Abra. Shadow Rush the Abra. Bite the Poochyena. Shadow Blitz. Yeah, bite the Horsey because it's got really low special defense. Beautiful. Level 14. And Shermish. Fire Punch. And you used it on a fire type? That wasn't very smart of you, was it? So you purposefully bred that Abra to make it useful, and then you proceeded to do nothing with it. You're not very smart, are you? God, in the good old days when before the physical special split, when Alakazam was invincible if it knew Psychic and the 3 elemental punches. You couldn't beat that thing on your best day. Alright, badly poisoned. And Poochyena gets its into reverse mode. So it's gonna lose some health. But more importantly, the Shermish loses it too. So we'll bite Shermish and we will call Poochyena. Alright, fun old man Kron has been beaten.
A hot battle that was.
Why does everyone like to talk like Yoda in these games sometimes? It dismays me to see that Shadow Pokemon have appeared again. It's a sad world we live in. Here's a little something that might hasten how quickly Shadow Pokemon open their hearts to you. Alright, there's our cologne case, so now we can buy the incense if we want. It's a case to hold the scents for giving cologne massages to Pokemon. I'm told a scented cologne massage helps ease open the hearts of Pokemon. Rub down your Pokemon gently when you use that cologne case. Alright. Teddiursa's ready to go. Poochyena is almost ready to go as well, which means all that's left is Lediba, and I'm just going to let it rot on its own. Michael, welcome. Your Shadow Pokemon should be ready to open its heart after the battles you've waged getting here. Now I shall be your opponent. And here's my partner, the one Pokemon that I caught as my first, and that has stayed with me ever since. Go, Pikachu! Off we go to our first battle in 5 years. Let's keep things tight. Alright. Pikachu versus a Flareon and a Poochyena. Alright, we will bite that Pikachu, and we will Shadow Blitz the Pikachu. Oh my goodness. You almost killed my Poochyena. How could you? Alright, we're paralyzed. But Shadow Blitz should be able to finish it off. Beautiful. Alright. We've defeated Myth Trainer Egan. Oh, bravo, I say. Bravo. My goodness, it was a white-hot experience, our battle. And to defeat my Pikachu, that takes real skill. Now, let's see how your Shadow Pokemon is doing. Ah, this Pokemon is on the verge of opening its heart to you. You've done a good job looking after it. Now, you should use the power of the Relic Stone to finally open that Shadow Pokemon's heart completely. Alright. We will swamp you with Teddiursa. And we'll go heal up at the end of this. because this episode's gone on for quite a while so far. Alright, with Teddy Ursa's heart open up to us, let's see the fruits of our labor. Alright, our first Shadow Pokemon has been purified. Teddy Ursa regained the move Return. More importantly, though, it regained the move Refresh. Now, the incentive to buying Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness when it came out is that every single Shadow Pokemon in these games was given a move that they could not ordinarily learn. Usually it was a move like Refresh, but sometimes you'll get some busted-ass moves to have on some Pokemon. So, yeah, you may want to reconsider how you raise your Pokemon and all that jazz. Alright, Teddy Ursa's up to level 12. I'm not using it long term, so I'm not going to give it a nickname. I'm fine with that. Well done. That Pokemon has finally returned to its former self. For the time being, we should return to my house. This is a cause for celebration. You've successfully purified your first Shadow Pokemon without incident. Still, one can't be too happy, not with the knowledge of Professor Crane's abduction. You see, he was a frequent visitor to Agat up to several years ago. He was conducting extensive research into the Relic Stone, you see. He said that it was for completing an entirely new purifying system that his friend thought up. I wonder where the kidnappers have made off with Professor Crane. It must be worrisome for you, too. About that abduction, dear, didn't you need to mention what Vander saw? Ah, yes, that's right. I needed to tell you about Vander. We have a friend by the name of Vander who lives on Mount Battle, which is a place of training for trainers. Vander claims to have seen sinister characters out in the desert, where few people dare to tread. Sounds intriguing, yes? Mount Battle is to the northeast. Be sure to visit it. Alright, next time on Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Oh, hi. Oh, yes, Michael, may I have your PDA number? Fine, if I hear anything, I will make certain to get in touch with you. Okay. Next time on Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, we head to Mount Battle to get more information about Professor Crane's abduction. And hopefully, maybe we'll be able to even purify another Shadow Pokemon. Until we meet again, my lovelies, sayonara.